Hi, welcome back to the farm. My name's Roz, also known as Passion Flower, and you'll find me here each week talking about my farming and creative life. Another super weird weather week. We had a couple of warmish days, but then we also had a day where it was freezing cold and it hailed for quite a while and then it sat on the ground like snow. So it doesn't feel like it's late November, that's for sure. As you'll see, I've been inside knitting a little bit, but I haven't done a ton outside. The cold weather was actually a bit of an excuse to stay inside. And I felt like I just needed to take a break from being quite so out and about after the last few weeks of markets and exam supervision and all that kind of stuff. So one thing that I did do that I talked about last week was to clean out the green shed where I keep the grain and hay for the sheep. It was attracting mice to nest in there. So we had put some poison blocks in there to try and get rid of some of them. So we've done that, and then Mum helped me this week to clean it out. We found a number of dead mice, and we disturbed quite a few that were still quite healthy and alive as well. Um, Look, I'm not scared of mice, but that sort of quick movement and scurrying and running, it just gives you that little like, oh. So we're very cautious moving things around because we didn't want to get that jump or start or have it, run up on you or anything like that. Although we were surprised by one, we moved all of the empty grain bags out and we thought that there was nothing in them, and then all of a sudden one of the bags started to move, and there was a mouse in there. It had sort of like been playing dead so that we didn't see it, and then it scurried out. So we got everything out, the usable bales of hay that I still had in there, and my big black tub filled with the grain for the sheep, and cleared out some rubbish, then swept it all out, got rid of all of the loose hay. A lot of it, the mice had been like moving it and packing it in underneath and around some of the furniture and cupboards and stuff that we have in there. So was pulling all of that out very carefully so as not to disturb a nest or anything like that. And all of the empty bags of grain and the binder twine, and then put everything back. We kept the hay up off the ground, my bales of hay, and got rid of all of the other rubbish. As you can see, it's much, much cleaner now. It will get messy again very quickly because taking hay out just goes everywhere. So it's one of those things that I'm now going to have to really keep an eye on and keep on top of so that we don't encourage that problem again. A much quieter business week this week. I finished sending out all of my orders from the big wool show, so that's done. Have not started tackling this space yet. I think I just wasn't all that motivated given the lack of sunshine. I feel like if it had been a little bit nicer, I might have wanted to spend more time out here in the shed. And I kind of gave myself permission to sort of be a bit lazy this week. So I'm going to start writing lists and getting myself organized and get on to cleaning in here. So I did, though, finish my yearly plan. I've put as much dates on as I possibly can, knowing what's coming up. So I'll be putting that up on my wall, and I've started to sort of get some detailed planning happening. So that was a good job to do inside by the heater when it was misty damp and not having to come over to the shed. I was also productive business-wise in terms of sample knitting, which I will show you very shortly. I've actually been thinking about some more samples, and my sister who crochets said that she would make some sample mitts for me, and she's found the squiggle pattern by Sharon Brock, And so I've been thinking about what color might be really good for a sample in that. And I've got a few to show you. Maybe you can comment below and let me know what color you think that the sample should be made in. There's a couple of other options that I actually don't have dyed up at the moment. So I might pop pictures of those ones in as I talk about these other ones. But it will be good to know what you would like to see made up into a project so that you can better understand what the colors look like. So I've got a few to show you. Maybe Sitting Pretty or Forest or Speckles in Blue. And this one's Strawberry. I was also thinking that Hangover or Fresh Start might look really good in a sample for these mitts as well. So let me know what you think. I'm really undecided as to what color I'd like to show off. So any help or ideas will be greatly appreciated. Maybe even look through all of my repeatable colorways and pick something that you would like to see. So as I said, I have been productive on knitting this week. I finished the sample for the shop in the denim colorway on the lattice sock. The pattern is Flax Light, and this is the smallest size, tiny little baby one. I think that'll look super cute on my stall as a sample. So that is done. I do need to weave in the ends and probably give it a little block because it's a little bit curly at the bottom here, but I'm calling that done. Then I didn't pick up any of the whips that I currently have on the needles, which are a few. I might have to go through those and do a little whip parade for you in a little bit just to show you what I've got on and some of the things that have been on for quite a while. But anyway, we'll get onto that later. But I started something new. So I've started a maze by Marie Amelie Designs. And it is a 3/4 length top with like puff sleeves. And I am using my Tendril 4-ply yarn, which is a 60% alpaca, 20% merino, 20% nylon. And it is in the lilac colorway. This has beautiful drape and it's so soft, and it looked like it would work perfectly for the pattern. So I have made quite a bit of progress. See, I have been knitting. It's really bunched up on the needles, so you're really not going to be able to see too much. It's just like a pile of stuff right now. So I am almost at the point for splitting the sleeves. I have done quite a lot of the increases. It is, so you do ribbing at the top, and then you do this little section on each side for the top of your shoulder. Then you increase stitches really rapidly to get this sort of gather and puff, and then you just knit down the body and the sleeves become quite billowy at the top. So I'm really enjoying this so far, and I enjoy the start of projects, and I think then I drag a little bit near the end. So that's why I decided to cast on something new, just to refine my my knitting mojo a little bit, which I certainly have. So I'm powering along on this and really enjoying it, and I'm loving seeing how the lilac is knitting up. It is solid, but there's slight variations in the color throughout. And I think this is going to be a really, really lovely sort of spring or autumn kind of top. Not quite sure if it'll be summer. It's probably a little bit too warm with the alpaca for a summer top, but you never know. This summer may not be all that warm. So that is the maze. Well, that's it for another week. Thanks for spending some time with me. If you're enjoying these videos, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and look forward to seeing you next week on the farm. Bye.